Hi, this is Carol Wilson with the Office of Children's Services. I want to say thank you to M. Parente for setting the stage for the demo of the new and improved DSS Enhanced CANs. This demo is for those of you who work for the local Department of Social Services as case managers or family services specialists for children and families receiving foster care prevention services, for children who are entrusted to or in the custody of LDSS and placed in foster care, and for children placed in foster care through non-custodial foster care agreements. I assume most of you have some familiarity with the current Canvas system, which is accessible at canvas.csa.virginia.gov. That location will remain unchanged with Canvas 2.0. For today, we'll be working in a demonstration area, and we'll begin the demo by logging onto the Canvas 2.0 test site. If you currently have an active case manager account in the Canvas system, your account and current login information, as well as your current CAN certification, will transfer with the conversion. Local administrators will set up accounts for new case managers. As a case manager, you will see only the assessments and the reports relative to your caseload. Case managers may have accounts in more than one locality. Over the next few months, users with accounts in multiple localities will have those accounts merged, and we will be contacting each of those users to let them know what to do. This is more typical with Court Services Unit and Community Services Board staff, but there are a few local departments of social services that serve more than one locality. Your local Canvas administrators, formerly referred to as designated super users or report administrators, will be able to see child-specific data and cumulative reports for your locality. On the login page, as with the current system, there are tabs for news and documents. We anticipate using these links more actively with the new system, so please check here periodically for updates. You can also see a link for Forgot Password. So let's get started. We're going to log in as a case manager, Tanya Smith, and she's a case manager in Accomack. The first thing most of you will notice is that the layout is much more user-friendly and visually easier to navigate. Although the site interface looks different, much of the navigation is similar to the current Canvas system. On the home page, when you log in, you may see alerts in red font. These alerts may be reminding you that you have assessments open for longer than 60 days, reminders for upcoming reassessments, or if your recertification is coming due. You can click on View Alert Details for more information. One new feature in Canvas 2.0 is that open assessments will be deleted from the system. All CANS assessments should be closed within 60 days of the assessment date. If assessments aren't closed, they are not valid. A 15-day grace period is in place, so the open assessment will be deleted if not closed by the 75th day. First, we're going to look for a child that we know is already in the system. Then we'll create a new child. So, how will we know if a child is already in Canvas? And I see, there we go. Okay, on the child menu, we're going to click Child Search. And we're going to put in the social number, security number 001010101, and the last name Cat. And there we go. If you have the correct name and social security number, the new system will find a child anywhere in the state, so you can view previous assessments and add a new assessment in your locality. If you search and locate the child in the system, you can review and edit their information as well as add new assessments. So we're going to click on Mackenzie's Par and see what comes up. Okay, you can edit the child's information by clicking on the Edit button. And here you'll see all the information that if you wanted to change, maybe with the child's transfer, maybe there was inaccurate information in there before. So then we're going to click Save and move on. Now we're going to enter a new child. So go back to the child search bar. There we go. And enter the last name Howard and the social security number 777770000 and the last name Howard, and search. And we'll get a message, no child found. So we want to add that child, and we're going to add the information for Catherine Howard. For those of you that currently use Canvas, this is like the current demographic page. If I try to enter a date of birth that makes the child older than 21 years of age, for example 1/1/95, the system will not accept that date of birth and will display an error message, which you can see there at the top. The child must be under the age of 21. You may not save. So I'll enter a valid date of birth 1/1/2000, and we'll go on putting in the information, the social 770000, and the referral source will be DSS. It's very important to select DSS, as it will take you down the correct path for the DSS enhanced version of the CANS. The internal ID number, or the DSS ID number, is the OASIS number for the child, not the client ID number, but the child's OASIS number. Okay, select the appropriate race, and we'll select female since this is Catherine, and then ethnicity, non-Hispanic or Hispanic. Please remember, Hispanic is not a race, and it can be associated with any race. Okay, when we're done, we're going to click Save, and now we need to attach the location for the child. If you're a case manager in a location, you can only add a child in that location. So you may only add a child in the location for which you have accounts. Tanya is a case manager in Accomack, so only that locality is displayed. Once you assign a location to a child, the system will not allow the child to be deleted from the system. Okay, so go back to the main child page, and we're going to click on the Caregiver tab at the bottom. And you'll see there aren't any caregivers entered yet for Catherine. So we want to click Add Caregiver. And you'll see that there are 4 fields. There are several fields that you can capture information about the caregiver. But only 4 data points are required. The caregiver's first and last name, the location, which is a listing of all the states and territories of the United States, but it defaults to Virginia, and then the relationship to the child, which there are a variety of choices there. We're going to add 2 caregivers, Catherine's father and mother, so we've added the dad, and now we need to add the mom. So we'll add another caregiver, Joyce Howard, and now you have the option to put in all that information, which you may want to, especially when working with and locating relatives. And then click Save. There we go. Okay, caregivers may be deactivated or deleted from the system. As many as 3 caregivers may be rated individually in the DSS enhanced version of the Virginia CANS. This flexibility permits multiple prospective caregivers to be rated and supports concurrent planning for a child. For example, you may want to rate the child's mother, the child's father, and a grandmother as a possible relative placement. Now that we've created a new child with a location and caregivers, we'll create a new comprehensive 5 to 21 initial assessment. So we're going to click on the Add Assessment tab. And again, the next page is similar to what exists in the current system. Under Assessment Tool, we'll select CANS Comprehensive 5+. You'll notice the only options you have are consistent with the age that you entered for the child with the date of birth. Of course, the options for the assessment are only the initial, for which you always use the comprehensive version, the reassessment, or a discharge CANS, which again you would use the comprehensive version. The system will always require an initial assessment prior to any other type being allowed. The referral source field is pre-populated. Next, you're going to select the locality. Unless you're a case manager with multiple assigned locations, you should only have one choice here. For this case manager, that choice is Accomack. We'll select Initial, as this is the first assessment for the youth. Only your name should show in the drop-down box. Select it. So, of course, since we're logged in as Tanya, her name shows. The assessment date will pre-populate with today's date. However, if you actually completed the assessment on a different date, enter that date. Notice that the system defaults to interview mode. If you are new to the CANS, you may wish to use interview mode, as more narrative is displayed regarding the meaning of each item and rating. The other alternative is rapid entry mode, where you will only see the items and the ratings with no definitions. In Part 2, we'll add an assessment for this child. We'll close this video and you can launch Part 3.